Hello Libra, welcome to April 2018. Thank you so much for being here. Quick announcement, I'm not doing private readings this month. If you watched other videos, you'll know it's just because I'm super beat after Pisces season. It totally kicked my butt. And with this Mercury retrograde, it's probably for the best as a Virgo Mercury ruled sign. With this transit happening in my house of relationships, it's probably better for me not to be doing too many private readings. That being said, if you are in like a lot of need, I will have an emergency option for you on my website. Okay, so pricing and what's included will all be there on the site. So, and then there's always the comprehensive reading, same as I did last month. Okay, so those will also be available for April as well. Okay, Aries. Who are you dealing with? You know, I feel like because this Aries stuff is happening in your Mercury retrograde in Aries, we've got the Sun coming into Aries, Venus is involved. There's going to be a very intense need for you to say what you need to say, to do what you need to do, and it is almost at a complete disregard for what this person, you know, I'm frustrated with this person. Like, even I'm just remembering the reading, I get frustrated with this other person because they're capable of so much and they're just giving you like this much, like nothing, and it's almost laughable that you can see this amazing person and they're just like, it's just nothing, right? And I do clarify the King of Swords that comes out, so you'll see the Knight and Page of Cups, and I do clarify them, and you know, there is just like nothing to hang on to with this situation or with this issue that you're dealing with. It's a dead weight. Thank goodness for the Mercury retrograde in Aries, because it's going to be time, it's a prime time for us to just clear the air, and I've been saying this for everybody, to clear the air, say what we need to say. A lot of you are going to be like giving people the peace out and goodbye, see ya, wouldn't want to be ya kind of thing. But there is someone, if you're looking for a romantic situation, there is someone right around the corner for you. Okay, there really truly is. And it's almost as though by walking away or leaving a familiar situation, because this could actually weirdly be a familiar situation, right? This could be something where you've been through this type of relationship so many times before, and now is the time for you to declare to the universe, no more. Because you're seeing the manifestation happening right before your eyes of all things in other areas. So why are relationships really any different, right? We have Mars entering Capricorn, okay, which is the ruler of your 4th house. Yep, so earth signs, we've got Venus moving into Taurus as well. A lot of focus on money, a lot of focus on work. We've got a lot of progress and all these big picture things that we've had going on the past few months. It's really now time to take hold and make something happen. So balls to the walls, guys. Like, just do you. Don't worry about this other person. Do your thing and you're going to be great. Okay? Thanks so much. Bye. Hello, Libra. Let's go ahead and get started. I was shuffling and Death fell out. And it has been making a little bit of an appearance this month. Not too much of a heavy hitter, however, but still there. Now, I'm seeing it differently this month for some reason. I feel as though this does not speak to internal transformation, because I feel like the purging, you've already undergone that process, and you've already even begun the rebuilding process that happens after the purging, you know? But what's happening is you're starting to see the changes manifest themselves in your outside realm. And you're starting to intrinsically understand that concept of as above, so below, where the below represents your inner channels your psyche, your thought processes, your vibrations. And as you have, you know, kind of raised your vibrations over the past few months, you are starting to see the outside world change. And it is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. And with all of these aces that have been thrown at you over the past few months, like there's been no shortage of opportunities for you. Those aces, those good things were very much well deserved. And you might not have taken all of them, and that's fine. And maybe you didn't take any of them, and that's also fine. But if you took 1 or 2 or 5 or 6 or however many of these new things that have kind of come your way, that is your outside world reshaping itself according to your design. Okay, so this is really beautiful to start the reading like that. So let's see what else comes out. Relationships transform here. They change. They morph into something else. They deepen. And the moon. Yeah, you know, we are still kind of in this weird unknown place, and I've been saying it for a couple months, where we don't quite see where we're all going. With the Mercury retrograde, it is, you know, going to disrupt things a little bit. We're not going to really know how things are meant to end up, and that's okay. There's a great deal of faith that comes with the moon energy, a faith that you are in fact being guided step by step, one thing at a time. And while we proceed with caution, we deal with people with caution, you know, because sometimes our intuition triggers us, and it's like, okay, well, I'm not quite sure if I can really trust someone. I'm not sure if I can really believe what they have to say. But yet you still feel nudged in a specific direction. And so you walk forward. You go there. You keep your eye on the ball. And I have like the little creatures here. There's like the little crustacean and the dogs. I don't even know if that's like a wolf or whatever. One looks like a golden retriever. But like, you know, just like little animals and little creatures that kind of, I always kind of see this as, you know how in the movie Snow White, where she first gets to the forest and she's just escaped and it's nighttime and raining and it's thunder and lightning and she's running around and she doesn't know where to go and she feels like everything is so threatening. But then as the rain clears and the sun rises, it turns out everything is just kind of regular. And I feel like that's kind of the essence of this card, where things may seem threatening or they may seem a little, you know, not like what they seem, but in fact, you are in fact very, very safe and there aren't threatening things, okay? So, 2 majors, it's good. Oh. King of Swords. A lot of people taking on this King of Swords energy this month. I don't know if this is you. I don't often see Libra as a King of Swords. Doesn't mean you can't be, doesn't mean you aren't. So I'm just going to talk openly about this energy. If you identify with it, great. If not, great. Just roll with me on this. The King of Swords is on the high road, okay? He is dutiful and purposeful with his actions and with his words, and is also diplomatic like you, Libra. Not saying it's not you, it could be. I'm just not getting a vibe one way or the other. The reason why, honestly, is because the King of Swords is a little bit too cool. A little bit too cool for you. Now, I think this guy came out in the Aries reading, and Aries is your house of relationships. So it's possible either you are dealing with an Aries or an Aquarius, or it's also possible this is actually, you know, just someone that you are dealing with. And they seem a bit distant to you. They seem a bit unattainable. There's some self-protection going on here, or some kind of self-preservation, I guess. I think there's going to be some confusion about why this person is the way they are, because they're not normally like that. I think this is a bit out of character, right? Because it's got the illusionary aspect of the moon. Delusion. Illusion. And this person seems very disinterested in getting involved, very disinterested in really talking, disinterested in engaging in any way. You know, if you have a romantic interest, this could be like they're really not maybe taking your calls. They're really not very present in your life. You could also, it could be you too, you know. It's temporary. It's because of the Mercury retrograde, guys. It is temporary, okay? If you are dealing with an Aries, you should watch the Aries reading. Let's see. Knight of Pentacles. Back turned toward the King of Swords, moving in an opposite direction. No, not moving, looking in an opposite direction, but standing still. The relationship, whoever this is, seems to just be what it is. No one's trying to force anything from anyone. No one's trying to interject. Once you get a vibe that this person might not really be interested, or maybe they get a vibe from you, you're not really going anywhere. No one's going anywhere. But rather there's an allowance of space. People allowing each other to just kind of do what they need to do and go through whatever phase they need to go through. There's a lot of, oddly enough, there's a lot of consideration here. In a romantic context, let me just kind of put this out there. Something that just popped into my mind. This is like when, I'm going to say, you know, when a woman, I'm being a little, you know, enhancing stereotypes a little bit, but for the sake of visualization. Let's say there's a woman who's dating a man and she's having a hard time getting him to commit. Okay. And she realizes this, and so she comes and she says, you know, you haven't really made any strides. You have, you know, I've talked about what I wanted. You don't really seem to be responding to that. So let's just move on. I'm going to give you whatever space you need to just kind of figure out whatever you need to figure out. And you know, if you ever change your mind, you can let me know, but I'm going to go do my own thing. And then there's like this stagnation here where the ball seems to be in the king's court and the knight seems to be doing its own thing, not waiting. I don't think the Knight of Pentacles is waiting for the King of Swords, but I do sense availability still. The Knight of Pentacles is keeping his eye on his own goal, okay? Keeping his eye on his own life. And there's a genuine focus on his own life, a genuine focus on his career, on his money situation, his travel goals. You know, it's for real. It's not fake. it's not pretense for the sake of getting someone back, because I think you don't have the patience for this kind of unavailability here. The Death card is, you know, that internal transformation where you have decided to not put up with that kind of stuff anymore. You have decided to not be overly self-sacrificing. Let's see what else comes out here. And so you're not. So you focus on you. You do your thing. Or this night, this person does their thing. And if this person wants to reach out, they're there. But if not, that's fine. This person is busy. Two backs to the King of Swords. Two backs being turned toward the King of Swords. There could be multiple people involved if this is in fact romantic. The reason why I feel like there's a lot of emphasis on romance, as I'm sure I'll mention in the intro, is because of the Aries activity. Okay, we just went through Pisces, and for you guys, Pisces is in your 6th house, and there's a lot of focus on work and perfecting oneself, making yourself better. It's a time of the year for Libra to reflect and take their lives to the next level. Whenever something happens in the 6th house, that's how I always see it. Like when there's a transit there, always room for self-improvement there, to ensure that one doesn't fall backwards. So this person could have multiple options. Some of you could have multiple options, or this could represent the same person. For many of you, this is just like one, there's just two people, okay? Emotionally, you're not investing in this person. Materialistically, you're not investing in this person. True declarations of independence here. You are your own person. They are their own person. You do not need each other. There's no codependence here. And that's it. You move forward. The world. You move forward into the next chapter. You continue with your projects in spite of... This is like, they can do whatever they want. It's not your responsibility. That seems to be a theme this month. And I am saying this in all the videos that I named the Aries video. You know, we're all kind of packing a punch with this Mercury retrograde in Aries. Packing a punch. We're not really holding things back. We're saying the things that we need to say. There's no apologies, no excuses. It's just kind of has the possibility of just sort of flying out of our mouths. In romantic situations, there could be disagreements and all of that, and that's fine. It just is kind of the way it is. And nothing is going to keep you from moving forward. All of the things that you are manifesting with the Death in the center of the reading, all of the things you are manifesting are coming to you. And you don't need to wait for someone else. Starting to feel like this is you guys and this is someone else. You know, it's kind of like, it feels like dead weight. For some of you who are in business relationships or professional relationships, this person might seem like they're a little bit on their high horse, okay? And they may be a little bit proud, and you seem to be a little bit more down in the trenches, doing a lot of the work. And you're not about to try to convince a King of Swords to really come with you. You're not about to try to convince anyone to get on board. It's happening, whatever it is happening with or without them, with the world. And you've earned it, you know, you've really, really earned it. And I think you're excited about all the new things that are happening in your life. You're happy about the travel opportunities, you're happy about the professional growth, the new business ideas that you have, you're happy about just your self-love and self-value in general. You're happy about it and you're excited about it. So this person can just go and do what they need to do. That's fine. And you're going to go and do what you need to do. Okay? Let's see what else. Yeah, I mean, it's time for life to just be easier. Not to say you're not going to work. You're still going to work hard. You're still going to do what you need to do to accomplish stuff. But it's like, it doesn't have to feel so burdensome and so heavy and so dank. You know, it's just like, let's lighten up a little bit. Let's allow life to flow a little bit better. And if they're not on board with you, then that's, again, that's going to be like a theme for all the signs too, is it's not your responsibility. We're all abdicating responsibility for other people, but happily accepting responsibility for ourselves. And I think that that's kind of where you're at. It's not your responsibility to convince someone that they should be with you. It's not your responsibility to convince someone they should be on board. Maybe they have their own destiny, you know, maybe they have their own path. And there's just acceptance that that's just, maybe that's just what it is. And you know there's way more stuff on the other side of this. Because you've had a lot of good things coming, all the aces that have been popping out for you like crazy. So you know that there's no shortage. No shortage of open doors. So if you have to close one door, fine. You know, you just open another one, no problem. There doesn't seem to be any sadness. There's no regret. There's no like sorrow. It's just, okay. A lot of excitement about this. You've already done the hard work. You've already earned the rite of passage. And you're not about to go backwards. Like I said, any of the obstacles or whatever, it's all very illusionary. I don't know, I feel like there's kind of this, like I said before, with the backs turned to this King of Swords, there's almost like a little bit of a screw you vibe. Yeah. Let's see. Hold on. Not a bad person. I don't think that they are doing anything particularly mean. I don't think they're doing anything particularly, you know, hindering to what you've got going. It's just different. That's all. Just different. Yeah, and you're like full force ahead. I mean, you're fully in control here, fully in the driver's seat. Literally, like you're the guy driving the chariot here. You seem to be in alignment, you know, the black and the white working together. Anytime there's a tarot card that comes out with the essence of like one versus the other, that's a perfect card for Libra. And when it's upright and seemingly balanced, that's the best scenario for Libra. Okay? Where multiple areas of your life are working in tandem, things seem to be synchronized. You seem to be operating on a predictable rhythm, you know, where life seems to be like a drum beat. It's predictable. You know it's coming. There's no breaks. There's no weird rhythm. It's just like what it's supposed to be. And the Chariot says, full force ahead. You're being guided. You know, you have the veil in the back there with the stars. The veil or the canopy representing the cosmos. The stars are on your side. And regardless of the Mercury retrograde, there's still a lot that can be done during that time. There's definitely no indication that you should stop doing things, you know, no indication that you shouldn't travel or that you shouldn't. In fact, actually, some of you might travel during this time with this card coming out and the World coming out too. Some of you might do that. The fact that these are upright tell me that it'll probably be okay. And you are being divinely guided here, okay? The Knight of Cups. Maybe it's the same person, maybe it's someone else. Knight of Cups reversed. There seems to be transparency here during this time of year as well, meaning that people's motives are so ridiculously obvious, and no matter what they say, no matter how they try to sugarcoat things, and especially with the presence of the moon here, kind of giving you those psychic or telepathic abilities, you can just totally cut through any of the BS that they're trying to feed you and intuitively know exactly what they really want from you, okay? And I don't know. This person could be someone from the past. It could be someone, the same person, like I was saying, someone that you maybe don't really want to hear from. But there's just like no apologies here. It's just doing what you got to do and that's it. And the Knight of Cups can be very, very superficial when it's in the reversal position, you know. See? It's the same. The Page or the Knight reversed. There could be an apology coming your way, but again, it's like so empty and so baseless, and it just really doesn't mean anything, because what is an apology going to really do for you? What's it going to do for the connection or the relationship? Nothing, you know. And I said this in Virgo, I think, too. Maybe it was a different sign, I don't remember. It's like someone just really doesn't want to be the bad guy. And they're just apologizing, or they're coming to you or reaching out to you for the sake of knowing that they may have kind of annoyed you or made you angry or whatever. They want to keep something maintained. They don't want a specific situation to really change, so they return, hopefully just trying to get you to have it be what it was, or, you know, I don't know, like it's just weird, and you're just over it anyway. It's like a big eye roll, like insert huge eye roll here kind of thing. Like, oh brother. See, Wheel of Fortune, another indication of travel as well for some of you. Beautiful. See, you're on guard. You know what's up. You can pick up on it. You're picking up on the vibes. I have a lot to clarify here with this reading, specifically this person and the moon, and the Knight and the Page here. So there's still a lot more detail to go into, but I think all in all, things are really, really, really starting to work in your favor, okay? So, I mean, really beautiful reading for you, Libra. I'm going to go ahead and leave you there. If you want to join me for the comprehensive reading, the link will be down below. All right? Thanks, guys, so much. Take care.